Creative writing. Today's May 4th, and our quarter ends on May 15th, so it's a slight change to the routine. Instead of having a week on and a week off, now we have 2 weeks in a row. But that's the same idea in general. I'm going to post about 3 per week, and we'll have about 10 assignments total. That means if you've turned something in as a poem or even just a poem idea, I've commented on it and hopefully given my reaction to where to go next or what to try. And today we're going to continue with the same ideas we've been talking about. I mentioned how your poem is all about word choice. You have the length, the sound, the rhythm, the history, the meaning. But those things are connected, so it's not like you have to look at them one at a time. If you pick something that's long, it comes from Latin, then it's probably going to have a certain historical association. It's probably going to have a certain sound to it. It's probably going to have a certain class distinction. And in English, just to recap, we have about 2 main paths. One is the Old English, Germanic, Anglo-Saxon, which is used for home, family, animals, childhood, things that are a little more simple and honest, or in a bad way, they could be vulgar and criminal and so on. And then we've got the Latin side of our family tree, which we got through French. But this is used for religion, medicine, law, things that are a little fancier and high class and rich. And that could be good or it could be bad because maybe it's like hard to understand and so on. This applies everywhere. And I was thinking of an example. There's a poet named Lord Byron. You guys may have heard of him. You definitely have heard of his friends, Percy and Mary Shelley. His daughter, Ada Lovelace, was one of the first computer programmers. And he is someone you'll definitely read if you go to college for literature or anything like that. And Byron was a big traveler. He went to Italy, spent time in Italy, and he wrote a poem that's very long about, I love the language, I love the people, I love the food, I love whatever. And I'm going to read the one part where he talks about the language. He says, I love the language, that soft bastard Latin, which melts like kisses from a female mouth, and seems as if it should be written satin, with syllables which breathe of the sweet south, and gentle liquids gliding also pat in, that not a single accent seems uncouth, not like our harsh northern whistling, grunting guttural, which we are obliged to hiss and spit and sputter all. And that was his way of saying that Italian sounds pretty. And when you compare it to us, when he says me, I speak English, it sounds so harsh and crunchy and the sounds aren't smooth. But when I listen to Italian, it's just the most beautiful thing in the world. And that was kind of a joke, but it kind of was him saying, you know, it feels bad. I wish I could speak that beautiful language. Kind of reminds me of those TikTok videos where people try to sing the song from Ratatouille, but they don't know the word. They don't go, à sauter le repas, je suis habitué. They just go, ba 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 ba. And it sounds funny and it gets the idea across that this song is supposed to sound beautiful and smooth, and it doesn't even matter if you know what it means. Which, by the way, it means, you know, it's talking about poverty and starvation and everything. So today I want you to look at one part of your poem and think, this part is different, this part stands out. You have to have a comparison and a contrast. If one thing is pretty, it's only that compared to something that's ugly. Or if one thing is nice, it's only nice compared to something that's bad. Or if one thing is fast, then you got to compare it to something that's slow. So for your poem, whatever that is, it could be action and movement, or it could be thoughts, or it could be 2 different things that are next to each other. Choose a way to describe them differently with different kinds of words. Okay, one is going to have the fast, harsh, sort of Old English type of words, and one thing is going to have the slower, thoughtful Latin type of words. These are already on the way with some of your poems. Some of you guys have got this idea. But in general, before you even change the words, before you even think about it, just pick one part that stands out. Your one moment of action, or your one moment where the action stops, or your one thing that's pretty in the midst of horror, or your one thing that's, poisoning the beauty that's in the rest. Whatever it is, pick that one thing, highlight it. It could be at the beginning or the end or wherever. But try to pick that one part of your poem that really stands out, and you're going to make it special. Even before you do make it special, you want to know what that part is.